Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, run it back. Run it up, then run it back.
Happy Tuesday and welcome. Day 2, already complaining about how hot it is in the studio, Chandler. That's really well done on your part. Lou, CP, Boogie, my name's Michelle. It's here! The season begins officially tonight with 2 games. They're just going to ease into it. We're going to get a little banner raised, and we start right there. Blake Griffin will be on in a little while. That should be fun. But here we go. KD tonight will be in the house watching as his former team raises the championship banner in the building. Lou, I'm going to start with you. What's he going to be thinking?
What's he gonna be thinking? You know what? I don't know, but if I had to guess or speculate, I'm sure there'd be a lot of mixed emotions, right? You know, he's part reason why there's so much excitement for basketball, for Oklahoma City, their great fan base. They accomplished a lot of great things along with Russ and James when they were there in their tenure, and they fell short, but they still accomplished a lot. And so him being in the building, seeing them raising that banner, a new era of guys being able to accomplish that, I'm sure there's a lot of mixed emotions. You know, it can go a lot of different ways with him, but at the end of the day, I know he has, you know, great relationships with people in that city and the organization and things of that nature. So I don't know what he's thinking, but I'm sure his thoughts could be all over the place.
Yeah, I don't think there's like any animosity. I don't think there's any saltiness there. I think if anything, he might be slightly proud. For watching the starting 5 thing, you know, he had mentioned that him and James were kind of upset that when the trade happened to Houston, how, you know, guys, LeBron, these guys were tweeting, like, congrats to my bro, James Harden, he's going to kill it in Houston, all this stuff. And it's because they knew that they were close, and they knew they were going to win a championship. And to have that core that they had with KD, James, and Russ, and miss out and go to the finals the year before, then kind of break up the band, I think that kind of hurt and stung for a while, and you can tell by his comments in this new documentary. But I don't think there's any beef there with or hard ill will with seeing that banner go up tonight. If anything, I think there's kind of a proud type feeling that, you know, he started there, started in Seattle, but spent the beginning of his career there.
I couldn't agree more. I think this is something that's, you know, kind of being overblown as far as expecting some type of, you know, emotional investment when it comes to watching these guys raise this banner. I think he's way past that part in his career. Obviously, he went on to, you know, win his own 2 championships and win 2 finals MVPs. So with that being said, I think he's comfortable in his skin. He's achieved the ultimate, you know, gift that's winning a championship, and, you know, I think he can sit aside and, you know, have a proud moment for the young guys that actually, you know, got a chance to win one. He can sit back and be proud of them.
And you make a great point, Boogie. Like, when you win your own championships,
that helps.
That helps a lot. That heals
if he
a
didn't
lot.
Have one,
if he didn't have one,
I think this would be a different conversation.
Him having his own couple is like, you know, this would have been great, but I'm cool.
Yeah.
Also, you don't have to sit out there and watch either, so it'll be interesting to see if he decides.
But you know good and well, Kevin Durant can't sit in the locker room.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
For this one.
Yeah, he's got to be
blown
out
of proportion for obvious reasons.
I think it's a bad look if he's not out there kind of watching, but at the end of the day, he's also trying to get ready for opening night on his new team,
also
his new
true.
situation, so it's hard to judge it now, but yeah, I don't think there's any ill will.
And how long ago was that?
It's over 10 years.
Yeah, we're talking about over a decade.
People don't forget.
It's just beautifully orchestrated the way the season opens up. Like, it's just very poetic the way it all sort of happened. But he did sign a 2-year, $90 million extension and to stay in Houston. Now, the big thing, the number here is that's $30 million less than what he could have gotten. Okay, well, let's start with Chandler, money man.
Well, it's just great. I'm not one to talk about, you know, being overpaid or anything like that, but it's 2 years, $90 million is a lot of money. And we're talking about a guy that is #1 all-time of contracts, just shy of $600 million made on the court, not counting the boatload of bread he's made off the court. So I think at this point, clearly, it's not about money for Kevin Durant, and this was a great team, you know, nice deal, friendly deal for them. But at the end of the day, it's $45 million. It's $45 million.
I know, but it's still.
It's just hard not to look at around the league and see, okay, this guy's making this, and I'm doing this.
But he could have done that. But does this mean he wants to stay in Houston, finish in Houston?
I think so. It shows what he wants. He wants to win. He wants to be there, and he believes in this group.
$30 million, though, man, that's a lot.
I wouldn't have did it.
You would have taken. You wouldn't have. There, that's what I wanted.
But you know what I mean? Doesn't this show that he's willing to? He wants to be there.
No,
he believes in Udoka. He believes in this core. Like, you know what I mean?
We're talking about guys dealing with a different type of budget.
And he's made $600 million.
Yeah.
I was credit given.
I mean, you still got to credit the guy. I mean, that's a sacrificial move,
Yeah.
and you have to appreciate that, especially with everything he's done in this league. He's played at a high level since he stepped foot in it. I mean, he has every right to take every penny that's on the table, but.
And you get to a point in your career, you just want to be happy. You want to be somewhere that you want to be. And it's not even about the money. It's about being joyful, going out there and competing, being around a group of guys like you want. And like, if you left $30 million on the table, give yourself an opportunity to win some basketball games.
Absolutely.
And he's been in this situation before where we thought Brooklyn kind of was going to be good. We thought Phoenix was going to be good. Now we think Houston's going to be good again. So he also has stuff to prove, and he, at this point of his career...
But Houston is good now, so I feel like it has to get better, right?
You would think. And I think the only thing they were missing was that clear-cut number one option, and they got it with that man.
It's a big team, Boogie, so I'm going to run down their lineup right now and the heights. You got KD at 6'11", shooting guard. You got Amin Thompson, woohoo, 6'7". Jabari Smith, 6'11". Şengün, 6'11". And Steven Adams at 6'11". What do you think about that?
I would hate to play against that zone defense. That's tough. That's a really tough lineup. I'm all for it. I'm all for having bigs on the floor, letting them play multiple positions, playing in different spots on the floor. I think it's great for the game. I love it. I love everything about it, and I hope it's a trendsetter for the league. We can get back to playing big basketball. I'm
excited to see the impact that Kevin Durant is going to have on a young Jabari Smith, man. Ooh. That's what I look like. This is a great opportunity for him to have a coming out party. You got one of the best guys in your position right there as your teammate that you can look to, that you can kind of mold some pieces of your game after. I'm looking forward to seeing what impact KD has on his young career.
And as far as the point guard position, I don't know if this is something that is going to stick. I don't know if they're going to end up going to a Reed Shepherd, to a more true point guard. But when you have guys like Kevin Durant, when you guys like Thompson that can bring the ball up, and when you have a center like Şengün, who's the closest thing to Jokic we have, who can get the defensive rebound and kind of push it and start to break himself, you don't really need that floor general point guard position initially.
Okay.
But the good news is they have one on the bench, and Reed Shepherd, the third pick in the draft, that is ready to kind of make that adjustment if they need. So I like them trying this early.
I was about to say, because in the game now, we talk about we don't have any more pure point guards, and it's positionless basketball.
Yeah.
You just got to put your 5 best players on the floor then. So I think that's what Ime is doing with this lineup. I'm going to put my 5 best guys on the floor. I got a 6-man coming in and a Reed Shepherd that I know is going to be able to hold it down. If I do need to switch it out, Fred VanVleet goes down. That puts them in a position to have to figure out what am I going to do at this point guard position. So I'm going to put the ball in this 6'7" guy's hands, see what he can do. Now, what's going to be interesting is if these smaller guards want to start pressuring and want to be disruptive, start using their speed against their size and their height, that may be something that he's going to have to adjust during the season. But let's see what happens tonight. If they have success with it, he got to roll.
If I'm Kevin Durant, I'm not buying into that experiment again. I went through that once in Phoenix already, playing 2-3 seasons without a point guard, and we saw how that played out for him. So if I'm Kevin Durant, I'm putting pressure on management to make sure this kid, Reed Shepherd, is ready to play from game one.
But it's a different identity of a team too. But
it's the same mistake.
But you don't have a Devin Booker. Mm-hmm. You don't have a Bradley Beal. You don't have guys that need to have the basketball in order for them to be successful. This feels right. Like, this is a pecking order right here. Like, Kevin Durant is going to have an opportunity to be Kevin Durant in this group. He's going to play great team basketball, and I think these guys are going to benefit. You're right about that, though. It is an experiment, and if you're at this part of your career, hey man, I'm done with the tricks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I need something traditional, something I know I can work with.
That I know works.
It's a little worrisome when the Phoenix thing's a great point because Devin Booker was one of the best shooting guards in the league. Now you try and move to him from doing what he does best. Amin Thompson last year, he blew up. He had a great year slashing, cutting, getting out in transition. How is he supposed to do that when he's the one bringing the ball up, initiating the offense? So there are some concerns.
And he's your best perimeter defender.
And KD's talking about he's the most athletic guy. So now you're kind of taking away his athleticism, making him that setup playmaker, man. I don't know how that can work out. But also, we haven't seen that part of his game yet either.
But this is just initiating the offense at this point and how the NBA is played and the style of play now. You coming down, you hitting the big at the top of the key, and now we free flowing on and we're just reading and reacting and playing basketball. I don't know what responsibility he's going to have with the ball in his hands. Like, I don't expect him to be a 6 to 8 assist guy a night. If he can come down, kick it ahead, and start their early offense, and that's how they flow through, I think they'll be fine.
And I'll tell you this, defensively, they're going to switch 1 through 5. They are going to be physical. They're going to out-rebound you. They're going to have their way on the other end. So listen, if this works out offensively, I think they're going to try and play fast, get out. They have a lot of guys that can go ISO. And again, they have the 3rd pick in the draft, Reed Shepherd, who...
these highlights look kind of all right.
When they have a center that can play point too, like I'm not too concerned, but they do have options. They have a deep bench. They have a little bit of everything to be able to make the adjustments if this isn't to work.
Okay, I think it's enough talent on this team to where Kevin Durant can get an MVP at 37.
Okay. Whoa. Is that your vote? Is that your MVP vote for the year?
They're going to win enough games.
Make it official.
I think Kevin Durant can win the MVP this season.
Damn.
I like that.
You just threw that. Okay, we're just throwing that out there all willy-nilly. I was going to ask you if the Fred VanVleet news, when it came down, did it change where their ceiling is for you? But
definitely a drop-off. Right. But I mean, if you know ball, if you've been keeping up, I think Reed Shepherd, my UK brother, I think he's more than capable of taking on that role. He plays the game the right way. He's a pest defensively, and he just knows how to play the game. So I'm a fan of that.
There it is.
That's what this is about. All right, we found it. We found it. That UK connect. That's what this is about.
And by the way,
gotta show love.
Their bench is also good. Like, they have guys like Tari Easton, we haven't even mentioned. They have Clint Capella, who's been a starting center his whole career. He's on the bench. Like, they are stacked.
That's what I'm saying.
They
I
are
feel like this
long.
is,
They are athletic. So they have a little bit of everything, and they are so well coached with Udoka. So this
are they over 52.5 wins good?
Yeah, look at that. That's a lot of wins. But yeah, I think so. I think they're going to finish top 3 in the West, and they're going to be battling each other, and the West is so deep. But the Rockets are very good this year.
I agree.
All right, that's the official word. The Rockets are very good this year. We got to talk a little SGA. He recently spoke to GQ magazine. Had some interesting comments. Said he wants to be better than Kobe. Lou, obviously, I have to start with you with all things SGA related. Can he get there?
He got some work to do.
Sure. Yeah, I would say.
That's for sure. He got some work to do, and it's a bold statement. But I think we all supposed to think like that. We're competitive people. He set a standard, and he's looking at Kobe Bryant as his standard. He's looking at him as his marking point. And when you set a standard like that, and you win an MVP and you win a championship, now that gives you the confidence and that gives you the right to say these type of things and go out and chase those goals. So I don't see nothing wrong with him having a standard and having a bar that's being set so high and challenging himself to go out and get it, especially when he's backing it up with his play.
It's just 18-time All-Star, 15-time All-NBA.
It's a tall mountain to climb now.
Champ. Like,
Sheesh.
I love it. I love the confidence. I don't want to doubt the dude because what he's been doing the last couple of years, especially last year, has been unbelievable. But
12-time All-Defense.
And I will say his team, this Oklahoma City team, is set up for the foreseeable future where they are going to be rolling and he is going to be the head of the snake. So, barring health issues, he is going to be elite the next 5 to 7 years. But that's still a long time to be catching that resume of Kobe Bryant.
You should aim high, though, right?
Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah,
you're supposed to do that as an athlete. You dream big. Nobody's expectations should be higher than your own. So I'm not mad at this at all. He had an historic year last year. Is it possible? TBD. We'll see. So
I like it. You're right. Goals are goals.
He's adding up hardware, though.
Absolutely.
He's building.
He's on a good start.
I'm about to say he's building towards it. I would say he's a little late in the game. Kobe had some. Well, he's a little older than.
Yeah, a little long in the
I thought SGA was younger than he was. You forget about the first couple of years he played because he's been so electric on OKC, but he's not 23. He's not 20. Like, you know what I mean? He's got to compare to that resume. He's got to get going a little bit.
Yeah, but he got a skill set where he can play. A long.
He'll be around.
I mean, the 18-time All-Star, you're not catching.
But he's not relying on just athleticism. Usually, when it's those type of players, the careers cut a little short. He's a more skilled type guy, so I think he can play for a pretty long time.
We're rooting for you. We really are. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side, Blake Griffin joins the show. Dun, dun, dun.
Run it back, run it up, run it back.
You can't stop me. Blake Griffin! Are you kidding me? Oh, man! That's a man's jam! I'm what you pretend to be. Yes, they will remember me.
Oh, here we go. Blake Griffin. Griffin on the show from Amazon, studio analyst. Now it's like an official title.
FanDuel partner.
We have to address. Yeah, I know.
Griffin.
FanDuel
That's
partner.
right.
We're like colleagues.
Welcome
kinda.
to the squad.
First of all, how you doing? Let's start there.
I'm good. I'm good. Excited for this NBA season to start, man. It feels like it's been a while without basketball.
God, it feels like it's been forever
Dude,
without
we
basketball.
are so back.
But there's the good news. That forever gave Luka the chance to go out there and get his ripped on, which is fantastic. Chandler's got him at possibly MVP this season, if not for sure. Is he going scorched earth? Like, is this still revenge tour is going to go on forever?
I hope so. I mean, honestly, with the opportunity right now to start the season with LeBron out, I think it sort of sets that up, right? If he can get them off on the right start and win games and be healthy all season, coming into training camp in shape is the first of many things that he had to check off the list, and doing that was great. So, I want to see him through the second half of the season and also the second half of games continue to be great. Last year, the Lakers were great in the first half, and it was a tale of two halves. The second half, they dropped off tremendously. Efficiency, shooting percentage, all that. So I think them all coming into shape, sort of having a game plan, keeping the continuity of the team throughout the season should be great. So I'm looking forward to seeing him play this season.
BG, I know how you felt when you got moved from the Clippers to the Pistons, and me and Michelle, we talked about yesterday. Is he still holding on to that? Is there still, animosity towards Dallas? And I said yes, but maybe I'm just petty.
But Lou says no, but Lou's chill.
If the Clippers traded you when you were 25 going in your prime, in that situation, would you be holding that on for the rest of your career? Would that still, or would you just kind of try and let that go?
Yeah, I think it lessens. Like, over time, like, you don't. I didn't really feel any like animosity, especially not towards any of the players. Like, you definitely sort of feel it to people that made the actual decision. But I mean, the wound, heals, and that sting feels less and less. So I can't imagine. He also went from Dallas, which is a great city, to LA, which is a great city. A lot of people want to play in. So his situation's not that bad. He's on a great franchise. So I would expect him to just be back to business this season.
I don't know, Blake. I don't remember you speaking to me when you came back to LA that first time. I don't think you showed a lot of love that first time you came.
What?
Came back to LA or in Detroit?
No, when you came back to LA to play. I don't remember you being.
Well, that was also different, though. He got shipped to Detroit, which no shade. That's not Dallas or LA.
No, hell no, it's
it was
not.
towards the end of the career. You know what I mean? So that was a little bit of a.
Detroit's got a lot of good restaurants.
Dude, I heard it's beautiful this time of year.
LA of Michigan for sure.
Detroit's having a good sports moment. Shut up, you guys. We're not going to shade Detroit, not today. By the way, I have always wanted to ask this because as just a talking head, I feel like sometimes we ask questions that you guys probably roll your eyes at. But there's going to be discussions now. Ooh, is it Luka's team now? Is it not LeBron's team anymore? As a player, do y'all even care? Like, is that even a thing to you? Whose team it is?
No, I mean, I think you hear that every single time. I heard that early in my days in the Clippers. I would always hear that about Boston, and I got to Boston, and you're like, oh, this isn't a thing. JT and JB are both phenomenal players. They both get along. They both like each other. They're just different personalities, and I think when guys are different personalities, like, people always want to find something to talk about. So I really don't think guys care whose team it is from an outside perspective. Now, guys want to be the guy that at the end of the game, their number's called. They get that final shot. And sometimes I think that can create animosity. But for the most part, I don't think guys really care that much about whose team per se it is, especially from the media. Like, that doesn't really matter that much at all.
Yeah, I figured it was something that
I just think if the Lakers, the number two guys, and yes, it's LeBron James, but he's 40 years old. So it's not, I mean, it's if it's anybody's, it's probably Luka's this year, especially signing the extension, the big trade for him. But again, this is different dynamic with LeBron James in that locker room.
And with the 1 and 2, it's not really a difference. Like, you start feeling the difference when you're the 4th, 5th, guy down the bench. 1 and 2, it's pretty much similar.
That's it. That is it. We just got finished talking a little bit of Rockets, so I'm wondering, with the absence now of Fred VanVleet, how much has that changed your mind about who they are as a team and what they can accomplish, if any?
I still think they're going to be great. I mean, Ime, I'm a big believer in Ime. I think defensively, he's probably one of the best coaches. Him and Ty Lue defensively. Game plan, making changes in game. I love their young core. I think they got some great young players. My question is, like, does Reed Shepherd show up this season? Does he sort of take on some of that ball handling responsibility? I don't think you're going to see a true point guard. You can play through Sengun, Amin Thompson. is capable of bringing the ball up the court. But I don't know if we're going to just see like a pure assisting point guard from Houston. So I still think they're going to have a great season. It's sick that Fred's hurt just because he is exactly what they need. But you never know. I think they like Reed Shepherd, and I think he can step up and take a little bit of that off the team's shoulders. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think the only concern there is like the whole Phoenix situation where you're now moving players out of their natural position. You try and put Devin Booker as one elite 2-guard, make him a point guard. I just don't know if that's just what they're starting off as their starting lineup, especially when they have a Reed Shepherd at point. It'll be interesting to see. But when the Phoenix Suns didn't have a Sengun that can also just get the ball and start to break and start their offense. So I think that's a luxury that they have that Phoenix did not.
I believe that 23 minutes into the show on opening day of the NBA season to finally get to Wemby is unacceptable, but here we are, and so now we will. Obviously, you didn't see him the second half of last season with the blood clot, but we've seen a lot of him in the offseason, what he's been up to, and it seems like he's gotten taller and perhaps a lot more strong. Let's talk about a moment here. I believe this is the scrimmage, and Luke Cornett is on the receiving end. What do we think? What are we expecting from this version of Wemby?
I love it.
Shaq.
I do too. I love it. You know what? Like we see he's 7'5", maybe 7'6" now, whatever. My favorite part of every offseason is, during the preseason, it's like so-and-so put on 12 pounds of muscle this summer. It's like, he looks the same. He looks the same. But I will say this. We know how good Wemby is, skill-wise, height, all that. The thing I think I'm most impressed with is just his where he is mentally. Like the guy goes to train with monks. He's working with Hakeem. He's working with KG.
He got his hair off.
At 21? Yeah, he cut his hair. He shaved his head. At 21?
Yeah.
Like most guys are soaking this moment up. They're doing everything they can. I was. But his mindset is different. So I just love that he's so locked in. I'm also excited for Fox, Wemby pick and rolls. We didn't really get to see them that much last season. From what I hear, Dylan Harper's is high. Like the Spurs are high on him. So I think the Wemby Fox pick and roll, their dynamic will accentuate this roster. So I'm excited to see them just in action. They look good so far.
It is great. You always talk about Wemby's like height and his length, but we're talking this dude like turns his phone off by like 9 p.m.
Dude,
apparently.
he went to Washington Square Park in the rain to play chess with strangers.
Like, come on.
Like,
and I don't think it's gimmicky either. I don't think it's like it's real. Like this dude is different.
Boogie, I know you're excited about it. I know you're excited about Wemby.
He's the guy we all supposed to
Playing
be.
chess in the ring. Yeah,
He's so responsible.
I'm gonna add that to my
The
routine.
loser doesn't even drink. You know what? I'm at him. I'm off him.
I think it's awesome. What are you excited about Wemby?
I mean, I agree with Blake. The mindset is incredible, especially at such a young age. But you can tell this kid is focused. He's really focused. He has a goal in mind, and I think that goal is greatness. And you got to really appreciate that, especially coming from such a young player. So I agree with Blake 100%. It's the mindset that really stands out.
That's what I said. I wanted to watch him play and really start to manifest his career. And now this summer, I'm all in on the Wemby Estates. Like I'm in.
Michelle, we're on board.
I really look forward to seeing what he can do and leading his team. And he got a lot of great young pieces around him. San Antonio gonna be scary.
Guys, can I get a race for Sace chant going?
Probably not.
Okay,
We're
fair
probably not gonna do all that. But you know that
Thanks
feeling?
for having me, guys.
Losing service. We're losing.
My bad.
Like the whole feeling when like Joel Embiid goes down or Zion's hurt. Like
Right.
I've never hoped for someone to stay healthy more than Wemby. Like it's crazy.
I know, I get
Not
it.
that I wish ill will against anyone else, but I would be heartbroken. Like I don't even want to think that because he is on the path of just absolute stardom, and he is something we've never seen before.
No, it was bummed last year. Kind of got ripped off a little bit. I think everybody did. We talked a little Jonathan Kuminga yesterday, Blake, because it just that has been such a roller coaster, and probably people assumed he wouldn't be there at this point. He is there. Got a little extension. No idea what to expect. What do you make of all of the drama that goes on, and where do you think he ends up ultimately?
I don't know. I will say I'd love to see him sort of have a little bit longer leash, especially to start the season. Like, playing 30-plus minutes, having a longer leash offensively, seeing that ball go in the basket can do a lot for a relationship between a player and a coach. He's one of those guys. You see him do stuff on the floor, you're like, geez, like that shouldn't be possible. His athleticism was off the charts. I think he's been in this organization long enough to sort of figure out exactly how to play. So I just like to see him get the opportunity because he's incredibly talented. And I think this Golden State team needs him. They need youth. They need somebody like that. So I don't know. Whatever happens, I just want to see him get the chance.
Yeah, Blake makes a great point. Like, they got to give him some leeway to be the player that they think that he is, especially with these guys getting so up in age. You're going to need those youthful guys to come in and give you that punch, and he's going to be the guy that's going to provide them for that. But, again, you got to allot the minutes for him. You got to go find 30 to 32 minutes a night for him to go out there and be successful and give them an opportunity to win games and extend minutes for the older guys to get through the season.
See, what was a little mind-boggling to me is when he did get that, opportunity in the minutes, he played really well last year. So he was a guy that was averaging over 15-plus points a game and then goes to DMP coach's decision. So, BG, when you see that, is that more like a fit? Is that more like a relationship thing? Is that more like Jimmy Butler comes, that kind of altered his trajectory a little bit? Like, is that a combination of everything?
I don't know, to be honest. I think when a coach has a guy from his rookie year, maybe I can think of an example, but sometimes coaches sort of have to get that, like, oh, he's not what he was when he was a rookie. Like, they have to get that out of their mind. They have to realize that he's a different player now, give him more responsibility, give him a little bit more leeway. We've seen it probably on every team we played on. The coach just has it out for one guy sometimes. And you're just like, man, that sucks. Like, no matter what he does, it's like, I remember one season for Darren Collison, man, it felt like everything he did, it was like, DC, what's wrong with you, man? Like, just constantly. And it was like a running joke with the team. You know what I mean? He was just like he was the guy that had to take all the blame. So I'm not saying that's the situation over there in Golden State, but I don't know. When I see Kuminga play, like, I don't see a reason to play him less and less. I see him a reason to find a way to play him more and more. And that might be matchup dependent, but I think he's very valuable. Like Lou said, he's super valuable, especially for some of their older guys. Like, allow them a little bit more rest, allow Kuminga to get more reps.
And we're looking at a roster that's extremely old. So it's like,
they need him.
This guy is next up. Like, Pods, Moody maybe, but Kuminga is that guy next.
I feel like every season we're like, this is the year Kuminga really gets to just let his wings
he'll be a bull. He'll be a bull by All-Star weekend.
My worry with that situation is, though, if you're one of the other younger guys and you're looking at that situation, like, how do you take that in?
Like, if you're a Pod or
something. If you're a Pod and you're next up when your contract year is coming up,
doing everything.
How do you try to do everything right, but you got this coach that may not necessarily.
Well, what Blake just said. Different strokes for different folks.
That's
now.
True.
Pods might be a favorite.
You might
Pods
be
has a little bit of a runway.
The leash the leash.
Wonder why.
All right, guys, I'll see you later.
Stupid. Giannis. Let's talk a little bit of Giannis. Obviously he's going to be in Milwaukee this season. Shams reporting, and also didn't we say 2 years ago he's going to be a Knick at some point? But here we are. There's possibly interest there. Now I'm asking you this hypothetically: if you're in the office there in New York, what kind of a trade package realistically could you even put together for a guy like Giannis?
Man,
everyone not named Jalen, right?
Everybody but Brad.
Realistically, everybody but JV. I don't know. I think that's what the Knicks sort of need. I'm actually very interested to see what the Knicks look like this year. Are they going to play faster? Is the ball going to be spread around a little bit? Not that JB's not capable of doing it, but I don't know. I feel like we always hear this Giannis to the Knicks, and then I think he went on vacation there right after the season. By the way, who picks New York City?
He was just stirring the pot.
In the summer where it's hot and humid.
Yeah. I got to blow off some steam. Let me go to Times Square.
That's actually a fair point. Yeah, I thought that was a good troll. We'll stick with the Knicks for a second. Mike Brown's there now, and Kat was asked recently about his potential role.
Yeah.
And his answer was, honestly, I don't know.
You're curious about their offense. So is their second best player.
How is that a thing that happens out loud, Blake? How does he not know?
I don't know.
It's a wild thing to say, dude.
It is wild.
Yeah, we usually don't see Kat being dramatic, but here we are. I don't know. I mean, it's obviously clearly not a very good sign. Hoping it's just like their offense just hasn't clicked yet, or maybe he was just frustrated that day, whatever it is. But I mean, for a guy that's that good, like he'll figure it out. Like that, the ball's gonna find Cat. You know, like he's gonna be fine. So maybe it's just a little bit of frustration right now. I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
wouldn't an answer have been like saying?
To me, it's one of two things. It's either he hates the role that this new coach, has given him because he's been there all summer. He's had all training camp with him. So for him to say I don't know means he's not stoked with it because he knows what it is.
Sure.
It just simply to me means he's not rolling with whatever the role of the offense that the new coach is putting in. Because you don't just say that the day before the season starts. You not expect a reaction like this is crazy.
Might be some truth to the rumors.
Yeah.
Cat to Milwaukee.
Yeah, it might be some truth to
It's
it.
just gonna be a flat.
Right, we keep talking about Giannis. Remember, it's guys on the other side of all this talk. So honestly, I don't know.
Fair point.
Yeah, swap.
You think all these Knicks players like enough? I get it. You guys want Giannis to do it already.
Oh, I kind of
if he doesn't like his role in New York, he's gonna hate his role in Milwaukee.
No one's going there after the season for vacation.
Okay, you don't have to shade every NBA.
Detroit, check.
Good Lord,
Milwaukee.
2 days in.
Can I get a Memphis?
No, we're not there yet. I know that you left a nice message for Chris Paul, telling him what a pleasure it's been to play and watch him during his 20-year career. As far as Clippers go, is he number one?
Clippers players, yeah. I mean, him coming back and sort of ending his career there is huge. I'd love to hear Boogie's thoughts.
Yeah, Boogie, where do you rank Chris Paul on point guards?
Hey, man, Blake, I'd rather hear from a guy that was his team, man.
That's really well done.
Take the floor, brother. Take the floor.
He's the pro. Yeah, I mean, listen, CP brought, like, when he came to the Clippers, he brought the professionalism. He brought, like, actual playoff aspirations. I mean, our first year, I mean, we struggled to win 35 games, and then CP comes, and we get a whole slew of other vets, and that's when that franchise sort of took off. And the cool thing is, the thing that we talk about now is like the franchise is still in a pretty good place. Like it was in a rough place before we all got there, and they've still put together some good seasons. Some unfortunate luck here and there, but. I think in all-time Clippers, CP's got to be up there. He's got to be one.
What about point guards? Where do we just
all time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Production meeting earlier where things got a little bit out of control on this topic.
All time, you got to be top 5 all time.
All right, Blake, it was nice speaking with you today.
Top 5.
I don't know. I got to be honest. I haven't really put.
Do your research.
We'll get back to you. We'll get back to you in like a month.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
All right, BG, before I let you go, I want to go back to January of 2018. CP3 and James Harden were at the Rockets, and there was that whole story how they came into the locker room after the game at the Staples Center. We got to know what happened.
They got to the doorway.
Forgot about
like, was it actually like a dust-up? Was it just work? Like, what happened?
They got to the doorway.
Yeah, they got the hallway doorway.
Yeah, you were there.
I was there. Yeah.
Wow,
why are we asking him?
Rude.
It's his interview.
I got kicked out of the game, so I was back in the locker room. And then I would have to ask Lou. I guess AR got into it with Trevor.
It was an AR and CP3 conversation, and I just remember CP yelling in the hallway, "I know that ain't little AR in there talking. I know that ain't little AR in there talking." But it was a bunch of guys screaming about nothing. Nothing really happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
It always is.
we wanted something juicy.
By the way, Blake, is Friday the big debut?
Friday's the big debut. We got
feel
Knicks,
good?
Celtics. Yeah, I feel good. Been doing some rehearsals and studying.
I picked
Unique
out an
New York.
outfit. I want to make
Unique
sure
New
we're
York.
like, unique. Shut up. Don't ask Chandler for any tips at all whatsoever. Looking forward to it, and welcome to the FanDuel.
Yes, sir. Do your
family.
thing, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, BG.
Talk
Congrats.
soon. We'll take a quick break. We'll preview some
you
action.
guys.
The late game tonight.
Can we get a race for Ace before we...
Run it back, run it up, run it back.
All right, we got the late game tonight. Warriors, Lakers. I will say this. Last year, this time, we were talking a lot of Bronny. We don't have to do that today. Good news for you. But you did say last year that they weren't very serious because of that. So now that we've fast-forwarded, how do you feel about the Lakers coming into this season?
Well, obviously you have to start with, the head of the snake, which is, now Luka. I think he's off to a good start. He's shown focus throughout the offseason, the end of last season, going into the offseason, and now in the beginning of this season. He showed lot of focus and commitment with, getting his body in a good place, showing that he's ready to lead this team this season and actually go out and compete for a championship. So with that, I think that's a great start. I'm not a fan of, Bron not starting the season. Obviously, you can't control certain things, and injuries are a part of the game. He's also, really up in age, so, you can't control that part, obviously. But, moving forward this season, I think they do have, plans of, competing this season, but, how complete this team is and how, good their chemistry early on is a big determinant factor in that.
To find out all at once today. I know. How much stock in game one do you really put in?
I mean, listen, it's the start. It's the beginning. You want to get off to a good start, especially when LeBron James is out. And when you talk about Luka, it's you know how talented he is, right? You know he can go and get 35, 40 points on any given night. On this team, this roster, I think it's about how efficient he can be and how he can take care of the ball. Maybe that's not his role each and every night to go and get 40 and take 25 3 shots. It's to get AR going. It's to get Rui going. It's to let LeBron kind of continue to do what he's been doing his entire career. So it's never going to be about Luka's talent or his style of play that's going to get this team good. It's going to call for something different every single night, but you better believe he's going to be aggressive. He is going to come out guns blazing. He's in great shape. We all know that. We all saw the Men's Health magazine.
Woohoo!
It's real. You see how he looks thin. I've never seen him in this good of shape.
Real?
You know what I love about basketball? Everybody's supposed to be in shape.
Yeah, but he looked really good at this.
There are
magazine
levels
cover.
to shape, though, too. Like,
That doesn't mean he's going to play faster.
It does not
that
mean
doesn't
that.
mean any of
No,
those
he's gonna be the
things.
same
He's still
player.
going to have the same style of play.
no, but he was called fat all last season.
He got
He
more
was an
healthy.
MVP candidate.
He got fat shamed a bit.
Whatever.
fat shamed.
So what? He still was an MVP
Agreed.
candidate and will be for the entirety of his career,
Yeah.
if barring no injuries. But we always just talk about somebody's shape and what type of shape they're in. I think he's going to be fine. I think the Lakers are going to be fine. The questions for me is they're going to have to be almost a 30 to 40 assist team. Like, that ball is going to have to move. It can't stick. They're going to have to play fast, and there goes to Chandler's point. He's going to have to get a lot of different guys involved. So I think this is going to be a great test for both of these teams. We have an age question with Golden State. We want to see what this lineup looks like in LA, especially with LeBron being out and Luka being the head of that snake. So both teams got questions to be answered, but Luka's in shape. I don't put a lot of stock into that to be anything different than what it's always been.
Even when he's out of shape, he's awesome.
He's-
Does it really matter what his body
but I
physically
think
looks like?
Personally, for him, look, if you spend a year calling me fat, it's not going to change how I do my job. But you're damn sure I'm coming back ripped just because
Vengeance,
I feel better.
100%.
Because it was rude. It was a very rude year for him.
I think
to have to hear it.
I think all that's great when it comes to Luka. I think we all know what he brings to the game offensively. For me, the step I want to see him take is on the defensive end. I think that's where it really starts with this Lakers team. And obviously, none of us are thinking he's going to be Gary Payton on defense, but just committing to that side of the ball and actually going out and leading the team and leading by example, I think that elevates the Lakers team.
Gary Payton, another point guard, great.
I agree.
There's the list. Scottie Pippen does not believe that Luka's specific style of play is going to be conducive to getting back to the finals. He also, part of that was claiming that win, that 2024 run, was a one-off feat. Interesting, Chandler. Scottie Pippen with the opinion.
Scottie has some zingers. He had some zingers last year. Yeah. I disagree. He's done it before. He'll do it again. I think he is an insane elite talent. He's going to continue to get better. He makes guys around him better as well. As aggressive as he is and as talented of a scorer he is, Austin Reeves' numbers went up when he came to Lakers, which I did not think was going to happen, and it still did because he still finds ways with whether it's JJ's rotations, whether it's the system, whether it's the offense. He creates for others. When you give him a lob threat like a Jackson Hayes and now a DeAndre Ayton, who's kind of that mobile big, he's not really accustomed to playing with. I think he's going to continue to get better. And again, this was such a change. This was such a him just uproaring his life and moving, going to different teams unexpectedly. He's still kind of getting in that phase, getting to know, getting comfortable, developing that chemistry. So I think every single game you see Luka playing with this current roster, he's going to get better and better. And he is the player you can build around to win a championship.
But why is that so far off what Scottie is saying?
I mean, we did show a montage of him just doing it all by himself.
Which is
That's
fine.
probably what he means.
When James was, at the peak of his career, that was one of the same narratives that was going along with his game. Now, that style of play isn't going to win championships. And everybody was on board with that. So why is it now, a change in tune when it comes to Luka, who plays a very, very similar style?
Well, because he's done it. Like
he's done what?
He's been there. Like,
We went to the finals.
he's been there, so it's not like we don't have any.
He hasn't won it, though.
Yeah, they had
No,
no
but
business being there.
correct.
James has been really, really close as well. But the point I'm trying to make, it's the same similar style.
They're similar
of play,
offensive minds.
but
It's a similar
one
style
style
of
can
play.
win and the other one can't.
But the difference between those two, very simple to me. You've seen one actually get to an opportunity to win that title. Fall short, but he's there. So when you see that, if you make some adjustments, like we're talking about shape, and we're talking about him making other guys better, when you see him getting better and better, and he's already been to the finals, why can't he get back?
I think those talks also came later in James Harden's career. He's 26 years old, and I mean, like, so I think when Houston Rockets, when I played with them, I thought we were going to win. Like, I thought we were going to get there. Like, I thought it was perfectly okay with playing a guy who had that much attention, who was unbelievable with the ball. My highest points I've ever averaged in my career was with James Harden, who is a scorer, right? So, like, I think it goes both ways. He's not going to be a two-way player. I don't think he'll ever turn into that, but he is elite, and there are some spooky similarities to their games offensively.
Evan Turner said, a lot of opinions on the Lakers, you can't win a title with Austin Reeves as your third best player. Lou, agree with that?
I don't know why he would say that, but what I will say is, Austin Reeves did get better with playing next to Luka. Got his average up, guys averaging five plus assists, still playing with Luka, averaging 20 points, still playing with Luka. And so if you're knocking him to the third spot of that, I would love to have an opportunity to have my third option be a 20-5 guy to give me an opportunity to win games. Like, if you take it, I'm going to steal this from Bobby Portis. If you put your finger over Austin Reeves' face and say your third option is a 20-5 guy,
You'll take it.
Will you take that to give you an opportunity to win championships? I would say yes. So I don't know what it is about Austin Reeves that'll make him say that, but any guy that's at 20-5, I think he would give you an opportunity to win a championship.
His numbers don't lie. Sure, on paper, does Austin Reeves, is he the third best player on a championship team? Maybe not to some people, but who's two? Is the two a 40-year-old LeBron James? Like, who's your 1-2? Are they healthy? How's your bench? Is your sixth man averaging 18 points a game? Are you deep? Are you a top 10 defensive team? So I think a lot of that goes into a championship team, not necessarily just the pecking order of 1, 2, 3. So Austin Reeves, and also Austin Reeves, when Luka or LeBron are out, he does kind of fill in that number one spot and goes like bananas when he has the ball in his hands. He creates the offense. So
that's different.
No, I'm just saying. So he does have that capability.
Okay.
I'm saying he has that capability to kind of run an offense and go play through him. So as a third option at 20-5 or 18-5, pretty good numbers for a third option. So
I think it's some truth in what Evan Turner is saying, but I think it's also situational. And obviously, if you're the third option behind LeBron James and Luka Doncic, and you're averaging 20-5, I think that's a recipe that could be
that works.
help.
Pretty good.
That can work.
Yeah,
If Austin Reeves is the third option in Golden State, I think that works. So it's certain situations where he could be a third option and it works. And in some, if he's a third option in, let's say,
Orlando, Memphis,
it might not be
but also,
the same situation.
When Boston won and Derek White or Drew Holiday was the third option, I don't think their numbers were as good as Austin Reeves, and they won a championship.
But they're more defensive
their
players.
impacts were different.
Exactly. So the other questions surrounding the team are more important than who's the 3 or 2 or 4. You know what I mean?
That's why I asked for context about this question. Like, where is this coming from? Because, again, a lot of guys you put in that third spot, if you're getting that deep into the season and your third option is a 20-5 guy, I'm like, I like my chance.
Yeah.
I like my shot.
And Jaylen Brown might be a more productive 2 right now than a 40-year-old LeBron James is. So that also matters.
Correct.
Can we just point to Steph for a second? They will be on the floor as well. At 37 years old, is going to become the 10th player ever to play all 17 or more seasons with one team. I don't know, Chandler. Is there a drop-off worry for you?
I mean, I think it's sad because all these guys that we're accustomed to playing, the CPs, the Russ, James, Bron, KD, Steph, I think naturally with their age, you're going to see a slight drop-off and a lack of production. But I think we just got to embrace while we still have them. These guys are legends. He's got our first ballot Hall of Famer. So, yeah, they might not be the exact same player we're accustomed to, but they're still unbelievable. And Steph Curry is still the best shooter to ever touch a basketball. He's still going to amaze you on certain nights with the shots he takes and the shots he makes. So, yeah, I think statistically last year his numbers took a little bit of a hit. And he's 37 years old, 17th season. Like, they're naturally going to do that, and you're going to start seeing the offense kind of go a little bit more Jimmy Butler. You're going to maybe see a little more leeway with Kuminga to kind of relieve some of those duties from Steph Curry, giving his years of service and his age. So, sure, is there going to be a lack of production? Yeah, but who cares? They've been doing it for so long.
He's been on the same team. He's done a lot of that time with the same coach. I think they're smart enough to make adjustments in his age and where he is in his career. You got to find easier ways for him to get baskets. Like, I don't want to see a 37-year-old Steph Curry work extremely hard to get all of his buckets and try to put points on the board, running off a bunch of screens, doing all of those things. You got to make it more efficient for him. You got to make the game easier for him. And I think Steve Kerr is the type of coach that can do that for Steph Curry to make this a successful run for him in his 17th year.
Of all those names I just named, is Steph the one that can play the longest just because his shooting ability?
I believe so, but my issue, what you said earlier, it was one
Get him,
thing,
Boogie.
and it was we gotta stop limiting Steph's greatness by just labeling him as the greatest shooter of all time. I think it's so much more that's in his game
of all time.
Besides shooting. Obviously, he's the greatest shooter of all time, but the way he finishes around the basket, the way he handles the ball, everything else he brings, the floaters, it's a lot more to his game besides just shooting. So I kind of get irritated when people just say, "Oh, he's the greatest shooter of all time."
I think that's just what you think.
There's so much more to his game.
It's so much more. I think he's one of the best.
He's one of the greatest small finishers ever.
I was about to say, I don't think he gets the credit for his finishing. We always talk about Kyrie Irving and how he can finish. Yeah. We don't give Steph Curry the same amount of respect when it comes to him finishing around the basket. But he shoots the ball so well.
Exactly.
When you change the game, when you evolve the game, and you make young kids around the world want to be you at 6'2" and 6'3", based on your shooting ability, that's gonna be a big part.
People want to shoot like Steph Curry. People want to finish like Steph Curry.
I just get a little irritated as far as he's the greatest shooter.
Wow,
no, he's great.
He's also
in general.
He's also probably the greatest conditioned NBA player of all time.
Absolutely.
Like, kids should try and emulate that too.
Is he the greatest man ever?
I think he's the best.
Great role model.
Here we go. Take a quick break. Prop party on the other side.
Next to Wemby.
Yeah.
Run it back, run it up, run it back.
Official prop party of the season. Chandler, let's go.
Our song's back. We're keeping track this year.
We're keeping track. Post report and all.
Okay, that is not my prop. That is
not your
lose.
That's my prop. I'll take it. I got it from here. Yeah, I like Chet to pick up where he left off last year.
I like it.
I got him over 1.5 blocks. 3 to be specific. KD is going to have a big night in his debut in Houston. I got him at 28 specifically, but over 23 and
If I don't win this one, it's because the confusion of the graphic.
No, because we got yours. I have yours in front of me.
Okay, well then I know mine was Sengun over rebounds, and I like Shea over points. With Jalen Williams out, I like him going bananas tonight.
Okay, I like that. Boogie.
I got KD with 4 + 3s.
Ooh,
9.
Fun.
And SGA over on.
Oh, you're a real prop.
Yeah, you're like prop.
Real prop.
You know what? I like this, Boogie, because that normally is what I would do in real life.
And give us a wrong prop, Beads.
No, I'm not. I'm going to give you good ones. I got Katie over on the points, and I got Amen over on the rebounds.
Oh.
I feel good about that.
7.5.
Yeah.
You got the point guard in there.
The point guard
He's not
grabbing
a point
8
guard,
boards.
guys. He's just entitled.
Starting
point guard
PG,
tonight.
He's not a point guard.
Boards.
Same game parlay. Let's throw it up there and see. Okay, Lou, I go to you because are you going to take this? This is how we
Let's see.
mix and match.
Sengun, 8.5 rebounds.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Holmgren,
One of
I will
each.
take that. Kevin Durant, I will
Don't you
take
dare
that.
kill mine.
Beadle.
Don't you kill mine.
I got news for you.
Yo, it's stupid.
We ain't gonna make
Don't
it,
be
baby.
He
the
averaged that last season, so I don't
Don't
care.
be the one, Beadle.
You know what? Sick and tired
I like
of y'all.
Yaz.
It's day 2. Georgie Yang tomorrow.
Jorge in the building.
Enjoy the night.